Hackberries support a diverse group of insects that live inside galls on their leaves and stems. Today we're going to look at this assemblage and see what their biology and diversity is like. When scouting leaves in the late summer and fall, you'll see splotches on the top of the leaves and irregular growths on the underside, as well as on the petioles and stems of the plant. What appears as an unassuming discoloration on the top reveals a much larger growth underneath the leaf. These vary in shape and size and color. Some are flattened scab-like forms like this, and others are large pointed structures. All of these are made up of modified plant tissues, which have been coerced by an insect that lives within. We can look at one of these galls, this one, a nipple gall, and within it we'll find a chamber where an insect called a psyllid, a type of true bug, lives. We can look at this small insect and we can see its milky white shape. It is not well suited to living in the outside world. Instead, it relies on this modified home for protection, where it's safe from desiccation, drying out, and other predators. This species, we can see, has several extra spines on the top of its abdomen, which helps us to identify it. If we open another gall, this one, a blister gall, we can find a similar cavity within, with an insect living inside. These insects have small sucking mouth parts that come from the bottom of their head out the bottom. They're able to sit inside this chamber and feed on fluids from this extra plant tissue that they're living inside. Again, we can see these wing buds starting to form on the outside of the thorax. These insects have incomplete metamorphosis, where they gradually grow, get larger and larger, develop wings, and eventually they can emerge from these galls as fully flighted adults, where they can mate and complete the life cycle of these insects. We can open another one of these galls, and in this case, where we might expect to find one of these psyllids, these true bugs, we see something different. This is a wasp larva. We can see its large mandibles and different body shape. These wasps are parasitoids. They develop by eating the psyllid nymph that lives inside and created this gall. This wasp larva is experiencing complete metamorphosis, and this is its pupal stage, where it transforms from the earlier larval stage to the later adult stage. We can cut open another gall, and within this one we actually find an adult that was getting ready to emerge. You can see here this female is cleaning her wings and her abdomen, which she would do to be ready to take flight and go search out new hosts to lay her eggs within. These insects are very small, just over a millimeter in size, and are especially adapted to finding these galls and laying their eggs. We can cut open yet another type of gall and find another group of insects within. These are flies, immature flies, maggots, that again create galls out of additional plant tissues growing on leaves and stems. These look a lot like the wasps we saw before, but they have reduced head capsules and small mouth parts that are taking the form of little hooks, which they use to scrape at the plant cells and drink fluids from them. There are many species that live in hackberries in North America. So we have these flies, we have psyllids that are creating these diverse types of galls with different shapes, sizes, and textures. And we have wasps and other insects that come and feed on the insects within the galls. So next time you look at your hackberry, especially in late summer or fall, consider the diversity of life that is taking place within the leaves of these really cool plants.